was gone. 716, stand up. Make on the beat. Let go. With them fly ass chicks who paint them pretty ass lips. With them trap boys out doubling up on bricks. For musicians like myself that was blessed with a gift. Just for rapping the package, see what it is. Swerving through traffic like I lost control of the whip. Heard the competition like I ran over these bricks. Double lines mean nothing when you're hugging the bridge. Red light, green light, headlight, beat bright, bright. Superstar life, make these lanes hate right, right. Fabulous flow, make the girls say nice. So rock cups full to the party break light. The cross beats going see the cab in sight. On to the next like Jay said, right? Yeah, swag too slick, make a hater wanna bite. Not out of Taylor boy, put your click to my life. So what I gotta prove? Living my Lawrence like boy, nothing to lose. And I'm humble on the mic, hit the beats me bruise. The cat look calm like I never made a move. Back on the beat, with hammer in his seat. These boys all brittle, try to fracture. I never move crippled cause I got 2 feet. Provided my own means, boy, nobody fed me. The grind is impeccable, I've been chasing decimals. Now it's like in the money is inseparable. Catch the message that I'm sending to you. Anything is possible if you put your mind. I've been through it, but I've been disputed. Now I feel like a champ, bitch, I'm undisputed. About to conquer the whole game, the hustle never been lame. The first street, fucks don't remember my name.
For all you Waka Flockers that was talking about some more, he ducking, he running. No, I don't duck, I don't run. I'm here, Waka Flockers, all right? Now. Y'all know as we usually do, this is Talk US Tuesday. I just wanted to introduce y'all to my fabulous group of hosts over here. This is a fabulous group. Ron, how you doing, man?
I'm doing good.
Man, I'm doing real good, bro. I'm just letting you know. You laughing too motherfucking much over there. I'll let you know that, all right? Czar, how you been, man?
Man, I'm doing well, man. You know, I was able to view our scrimmage, our bye week last night. So I'm feeling pretty good right now, man.
Ain't nobody ducking shit, AB. Kiss my ass. Hey, how you doing, Guru?
I was doing good until I got on this damn show and Czar and Ron act like they got a happy ending or something. God damn.
Mile High Club.
They do act like they did some shit. It's only week 4.
Yeah.
I mean,
Jesus Christ. I don't know. I was going to invite Czar to New York. He wouldn't be able to handle himself.
Oh, shit.
Damn. Asian girls will put something on the brother. I don't know.
Man.
You know what I mean?
Asian
but anyway.
Persuasion.
Back to the Asian people. All right.
Chocolate Girl, how you doing, Chocolate Girl?
Chocolate Girl is lovely. How you doing, Dan? I'm doing fine. Ready to get another Tuesday started. Got a long night ahead of me. Got things to do, places to go, people to see.
Where you going?
Had a great football weekend and lots to talk about. And I see we got Mr. Giddy Ron up there, all giddy.
Yeah, he laughing hard.
He laughing hard. We remember, laugh now, cry much later. That's all I got to say. And in the words of my friend, your friend, Mr. OG, it's only week 4. Talk to me week 15. Talk to me then. Talk to me week 15. That's all I got to say.
It's only week 4, and I'm waving my church flag. I'm waving my church fan right now. All right?
Wait, you waving the creed too?
Waving my
the
church
Dolph
fan
Lundgren
right
flag? The Dolph Lundgren flag?
Yeah, no, this is my church fan, right? It's my church fan. You
Oh,
wouldn't know nothing about it. You a heathen. You a heathen. You wouldn't know nothing about it.
Throw in the towel. Throw in the damn towel.
No, you a heathen. Anyway, you know, let's get to our trash ass players. Let's see if we get through this one fast, because gurus say we long-winded. You know what I mean? I ain't gonna say nothing else. The guru said we long-winded. So Ron, let's see if we get through these trash ass players fast.
I got Georgia Bulldogs.
Okay.
Yes, we won the game, but we picked up too many flags. If we were to play a team like Alabama, they would capitalize off of those flags. So you got to do better.
Most definitely. Most definitely. All right. What you got, Guru?
Trash. I got quite a few. What we got here? First of all, I got Josh Gordon in there, and he got reinstated by the NFL for the umpteenth time. And you know, I don't have anything against people who have issues, whether it be drug, alcohol, or you name it. I mean, I got issue with eating too much food, but you know, that's beside the point. But Josh, he reminds me of a guy I worked with at Metro North, one of my late friends, Mr. Rick Murray. Rick was a good guy. Took me underneath his wing on the railroad. I used to go to his house after work, and you know, really taught me what the railroad was about, and I appreciate it. And may God rest his soul. Even though I loaned him my car one time, and he basically was doing so many drugs, he probably sold it, and you know, so on and so forth. A long story, but I didn't even hold that against him because I understand he had a problem. But my problem with Josh is the trick that Rick taught me. At Metro, if you get 2 strikes, you're out. So if you get caught with drugs or alcohol twice, you're out. There's no exceptions. So what happens is the only thing you can do is before you get caught, you can go out sick. So you say that you call up and you say, I'm marking off sick further notice. So then you check yourself into a facility, and as long as they don't test you, you can do that 100 times. And take my word for it, Rick did that shit about 100 times. Every time he was getting ready to, you know, get busted, he went sick out of service, and all you have to do is call a dispatcher. And that's really abusing the rule. And, you know, for the guy who's really trying to get better, that's not helping him. You know, it might preserve him, but the drugs really got the best of Rick in the long run. I remember one time he showed me his check, and he was at the highest level in terms of getting paid. And he said, "Yo, let me show you my check." And it was, you know, I said, "What do you want to show me a check for, man? You bragging?" He's like, "No, man." So he said, basically, you know, he showed me the check. He must have got like $30 or something like that, because almost all his check got garnished from back child support. And that's because of when he was out all of those times and didn't get a check, but his kids still needed to eat. And Josh reminds me of that. He just reminds me of that. I don't know his story altogether, but it's just too many. It's just too much for me. So he's my first trash ass player. The second trash ass player I have is the NBA. I'm really tired of the NBA with this new vaccination situation. I wrote a post about this on my timeline, Damon Hargrove, aka Sports Guru DH Grove, and the NBA is, when I have to defend a guy like Kyrie Irving, and Kyrie and the kid Wiggins from Golden State are the two biggest names out there with this new policy. Now, you have to collectively bargain any changes in the agreement. And that goes for whether you're Metro North or NBA or any type of organization that has any sort of big time union. That's just the way it is. So the NBA just can't implement, oh, you have to be vaccinated in order to play in the league. They can't do that. Even though we got the Stephen A. Smiths of the world and all these different broadcasters, complaining that these guys shouldn't play if they're not vaccinated. First of all, I think that's the most ignorant thing I've ever heard. Why am I worried about somebody who I'm never going to see in life? If Czar is not vaccinated, and I'm just using him as an example, I don't know if he is or he isn't, what the hell does it mean to Damon or the sports guru? It's none of my damn business. The only time it would be my business if Czar came to my house. Okay? And, if he wanted to come in my house and he wasn't vaccinated, I would demand he wear a mask. And if he didn't want to wear a mask, then no, he can't come in my house. That's when I can object to it. Okay? No differently, the same policy should apply at a job. But the NBA, with this whole thing where a guy like Kyrie Irving or Andrew Wiggins can't play in their home arena, but yet a visiting player can come to Madison Square Garden and get an exemption to play at that home arena. That's hypocritical. So you're going to let an out-of-town player, an out-of-town person come in to a new town, and that person can not be vaccinated, but he gets an exemption to play at Madison Square Garden. But Kyrie Irving can't play at Madison Square Garden or the Barclays Center, and Andrew Wiggins can't play where the Golden State Warriors play. That's absurd. That flies in the face of whatever kind of stance they're trying to take. It's hypocritical, I would say. And I find that to be just really, it's a joke. And the fact that, I realize Kyrie's a cuckoo bird, and Andrew Wiggins, on the other hand, is a quiet guy who we've never really heard about. So here they are basically fighting the same battle. Some people don't like Kyrie, so therefore they're going to be negative towards him. And I understand that. But it's just kind of like it's gotten out of hand. Let's see, what else do I have? Prime time. I know the Wiggins, the Wire. There was one other story that I had. Oh, here it is. Okay. It was having to do with Ohio State. And this guy on Ohio State, I guess what happened, his name is Kayvon Pope. He basically, during the game, I think he's a senior. And what happened, and I just want to tell a story for all the young folks out there. So during the game, I guess he was supposed to go in the game, and then all of a sudden the coach calls him and says no, or actually it wasn't a coach, it was one of his teammates. He says, no, you're out. You're not going in. I'm going to go in. I think Ohio State probably was winning that game anyway. I'm not sure. I didn't watch it, to be honest with you, but I read the story, and it really disturbed me because he basically then he started freaking out. He just was so frustrated with the coach, the team, and everything else that he started performing and throwing his hat, his helmet, and he took off his jersey. And, I know a lot of people were calling him a baby and all this, but let me tell you something about these schools, because I have a lot of good knowledge of these schools because I've seen it firsthand that these players, these athletes get manipulated, especially a school like Ohio State where they recruit on top of a recruit and they just continually do it. And they got 5 different players at the same position and they don't care. All they care about is so-called winning. They don't care about the player. They don't care about how frustrated he might be. They don't care about his feelings. They don't care about anything. They don't even care if he graduates. Let's be honest. If the last thing these schools, especially these Division I schools, care about is graduation. So then he went into the locker room and he tweeted bleep Ohio State. And now I guess he's in the transfer portal. I don't know how that works since he's a senior, but it just shows the frustration that these young men and even sometimes young women can have when they go to these schools and these schools do them wrong. Because, you know, it really didn't seem like there was any reason to not let this young man get in the game. I mean, you know, come on, Ohio State. I mean, it just what's his name? Day, you know, Ryan Day, the head coach, you know, it just gets to be a bit much after a while. And, you know, although what I'm trying to tell these young folks out there is for every, you know, action or, you know, there's going to be a consequence. And so, you know, hopefully he can get in the portal and maybe he gets another year, even if it's not at a, one of these big time schools. I don't know if the kid has talent to get to the NFL. We've seen many of people who have been overlooked and still all of a sudden they get an opportunity and boom, they thrive. So you never know. But it should be about more than that. You know, you should hold your composure. But sometimes when you're frustrated, you just can't. So, like I said, I've seen how this works and how schools can jerk people and how they have this mentality, just almost like the same thing with what's going on with the Jets and Denzel Mims. This guy was a stud last year, but he can't get on the field because it's a new regime. And they want to show that they're bullies and it's their program, you know, all that kind of nonsense. A team that can't even score a damn point, the New York Jets or the New York Giants / Jets. Come on. So be careful, young folks. You know, go where they want you the most, number one, even if it's not the biggest school in the country, even if it's not Division I, even if it's, you know, maybe an obscure school. But you better go where they want you the most. That's always the key when you're being recruited. Don't let your pride get in the way and, I got to be Division I, or I got to be Big Ten, or I got to be SEC, because that will get you, you know, nowhere if you're not on that level, or if a coach doesn't like you, or he sours on you, him or her. So, you know, to this kid, you know, I wish the best of luck. It happens, you know, it's not, you know, what happens is how you handle it. I've heard that many a time. So, you know, hopefully that's the case with him, because the story just really bothered me. And I wanted to get that off my check. So I think I touched base on everything. Josh Gordon. Last but not least, Matt Nagy. Yeah. Oh God. He either is incompetent or he is malicious. He sort of did the same thing Jay Gruden did in my eyes. You have Justin Fields, this kid who's a mobile quarterback, okay? And you basically run the same plays as if the kid from Andy, what's his last name?
Dalton.
Andy Dalton. You know, you run the same sort of system that would, you know, Andy Dalton would shine at, and we know that Andy Dalton doesn't shine anymore. And so if you're doing A, you're stupid. If you're doing what Gruden did, now Gruden, if people don't remember, he basically didn't want Haskins to play. So therefore, he didn't give him any first team reps and then send him out there to play. So he sent him out there without ever practicing with the first team to try to embarrass him, because he wanted to so-called make the playoffs, and his pathetic ass wasn't making no playoffs because he wasn't bleep as a coach. And if you remember, it was Callahan who replaced him, and actually Haskins started playing very well under Callahan. I think he won 2 of his last 3 games, threw for 300 yards in 2 of his last 3 games as well, with a very good touchdown to interception ratio. So once again, you go somewhere and people don't want you, or they don't think much of you. They try to embarrass you, or they try to make you look stupid or bad. And let me say this, he's got to be fired. He's either fired on incompetence or he's fired on being egregious, trying to get back at whoever. Even the fact that he came out after the fact and says, "Oh, I don't know who the starter is going to be. Even Nick Foles is a possibility." Come on, man. We've seen all these rookie quarterbacks struggle. What happened to Mac and Cheese? What happened to the other kid for the Jets? Josh Wilson, right? Is that his name?
Zach Wilson.
Huh?
Zach Wilson.
Zach Wilson. Zach Wilson. I mean, he was terrible. He's been terrible from day one. But all they talked about is how great this young man was going to be. And Mac and Cheese. This is the same guy that took Cam Newton's job playing against third teamers. That bull crap I saw out there on Sunday. That bull crap I saw out there Sunday, him looking like a deer in headlights. He threw 50-something times, couldn't even throw for 300 yards. Okay? Can't run. Cam is at least elusive, a lot more than he is, but yet Cam couldn't get out there because of what? The vaccine or some other Belichick stuff. Belichick, you know, he's the same guy with that what's the cornerback Malcolm something where he basically didn't play
Malcolm Butler
in the Super Bowl. He didn't play him for some reason, and basically a lot of people feel that's why they lost, because whoever you replaced him with got torched. Okay, so Belichick can be very, very petty, and sometimes it costs you, because it's not like him or Tom Brady is superfluous in terms of their record. They're not Jordan. They're not 6-0 in the finals. Okay, but yet, they both walk around like their bleep don't stink. And right now, it's all about Brady. Because if Belichick doesn't win in the next couple of years, people are going to say it was Brady. Fair or not fair, he's got to win. Okay? Or, like I said, people are going to say it was Brady. It was all Brady, especially if he goes back-to-back belly to belly. Oh, you're never going to hear the end of this. So I think I got everybody. Nagy. Yep. That's about it. Thank you.
All right, Czar, what you got, Czar?
I got Clemson. The football, Clemson. I think they started the season number 2, I believe, 2 or 3. And they're supposed to be, the closest to battling Alabama for the championship. DJ, the quarterback they had that replaced Lawrence, they felt like they were in good hands because, when Lawrence got COVID last year, he had a big game against Notre Dame, even though they lost. It wasn't his fault. It was like 50-45 or something like that. But anyway, so, DJ comes in this year as a Heisman favorite, and it's not even just him. He's terrible. The defense is terrible. They're not even a top 25 team. I don't think I've ever seen a team ranked. I don't know the record or how many times this happened, but I've never seen a team that was ranked like 2 drop out of the top 25 in the first 4 weeks of the season. So a huge disappointment. So that's my first trash ass player. Second, this hurts me to say it, but for you MMA fans out there who was ready to watch Nick Diaz's return to the octagon, going on 7 years since he fought. Stockton product, Stockton slap, Nick and Nate Diaz, 2 of my favorite UFC fighters of all time. And, they put him in a rematch with Robbie Lawler, who he already fought about 10 years ago. So it was a rematch in the making. But if you follow the Diaz brothers and you're an MMA fan, these dudes, man. Biggest warriors. You saw when Nate fought McGregor. McGregor was the shit with no losses. And how he beat the, heck out of McGregor. These dudes are warriors. There's no quitting them. They fight to the death. and this dude quit. You know, this dude, they were going at it. They were boxing. And, you know, he gets hit and he kind of goes down. And, you know, Lawler, they don't wrestle. Lawler, like, get up. I'm letting you up. Walk away. Get up. He sits there. The ref is like, what you doing? You fighting? You getting up? He said, no, I'm done. And I'm like, I've seen fighters do that, not Nick Diaz. So I was severely disappointed. And, you know, I know it's been going on 7 years, but quitting, yeah, that really hurt me right there. So that's my second. Go ahead, Ryan.
I got Collins from Dallas Cowboys.
Okay.
And this why. You know when you supposed to come to training camp. You know not to be using drugs. You know this already. Then you're going to bribe. Who did he bribe? I mean, anyway, he bribed somebody and he got suspended for 5 games.
Right.
I mean, wake up, and you just went through a trial while you got in trouble when? Then it's in college for killing somebody or something?
Yeah, a murder case.
A mother rap, you got in trouble for that. Your name was in the news for that. Now you want to pull this right here, this put the cherry on top. Some people don't, just because you're good, you don't belong into the NFL, mental-wise. So, I got him.
Yeah, it sucks. We need them.
Zar, did you have any more? No.
No, I'm good with those two. Clemson, and again, a stat correction. Appreciate. I think that was Kenneth. My fault. They didn't fall out of the top 25. They fell to 25. So Clemson is ranked 25.
How you doing, Chocolate Girl?
I'm doing okay.
All right.
So we're still on trash ass players, right?
Yeah, we still on there.
Okay. So I'm going to start with the great number 1 pick, Trevor Lawrence of Jacksonville. I said I went on record right before the last draft and told everybody that he is not going to have a good transition into the NFL. I did not say that he was going to end up being trash. I think he'll have a decent career. But what I also said is that he is not going to be the golden boy that everybody is saying that he will be. And so far, he has looked pretty bad. Rooting for him. I don't hate him. But he doesn't look good. And so week 3, he went 22 of 34 for 219 yards and 1 touchdown and two interceptions. And while everybody gets caught up when he does just enough great things, like the beautiful touchdown pass that he did throw in the game, to keep you saying, you know, he's gonna be all right. He's gonna be all right. But I did not ever believe in him from the beginning, and he's kind of proven that. So that's one. Number 2 is Zach Wilson of the Jets. He went 19 of 35 for 160 yards, just 160, and 2 interceptions. Guru already talked about, what's his name, Mac Jones. He already talked about him, and his poor soul was so frustrated after the game. They showed him sitting on the bench with his head down, looking like he was throwing a tantrum to himself. He just looked really pitiful, pouting like a child, you know. I believe Jameis and the Saints beat them, right? And Jameis was actually on the field looking for him to shake his hand, and he was sitting over on the sideline with his head down like a child. I mean, somebody needs to get in his ear and teach him how a quarterback is supposed to do at the end of the game. That's the way it is. That's tradition. That's what they're supposed to do. You go shake hands with the other quarterback. Then you can have your little breakdown or your tantrum in the locker room.
Whoa. Not on the Patriots. That ain't what they do. I've seen Thomas Brady not shake a.
I know, but see, that's Tom Brady. I don't give him a pass on that at all. But I will say that's Tom Brady. Mac Jones ain't Tom Brady. He can't just do that. This third game in the NFL, period. No. So I know if I don't give Tom Brady a pass, I'm damn sure not gonna give this dude one. No. Not gonna do it. Yeah, Brian, what you gotta say something right now? Go ahead.
No, you didn't finish.
No, go ahead.
My last one was Tampa Bay.
Mm-hmm.
You lost. By the way, shout out to Buck Flair. You lost.
That's it.
Yeah. I just had to say that.
All right. And so after that, I had the Tampa Bay Buccaneers secondary. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers secondary got roasted in that game. Actually, the last 3 games. All 3 of the quarterbacks that they have faced have thrown for 300 yards, around 300 yards. If they don't fix this issue, I don't see them in the Super Bowl. They got to fix it. I'm not going to go so far as to say they definitely won't make the Super Bowl. I am just going to say if they don't fix that issue, I don't believe they will make the Super Bowl. Also, Gronk, he didn't look like himself. He looked older and slower. I think he has a slight nagging injury of some type. I think I heard someone say. And it showed. He missed a few balls that he normally would have caught. And that's how they lost the game. And that's part of the reasons they lost the game. But also because of the Rams, who I'll talk about later when we go over certified. They just were too much for them to handle. You know, I feel like there's teams that when they play, they all have an opponent that every time they play this one particular opponent, they don't always, it's like that's their kryptonite or something. And sometimes it fluctuates, sometimes it's the same one. Well, for Tom Brady's Tampa Bay, it's the Rams, and they can't get away from them. And yeah, I think a guru and maybe somebody else mentioned Matt Nagy at the Bears, so I don't have to, pile on to that. Everybody knows that he's on the hot seat, and his decision making is horrible. I do want to point out one thing about that press conference he had after the game that Czar mentioned, and he was talking about, what did he say? He said something like, Czar mentioned it, but what he also said in that press conference is, well, yeah, we, playing like that and with a rookie quarterback. And it's almost like he was just saying, hey, well, what did you expect to happen? Y'all told me to put him in and I put this rookie in. I told you I didn't want to put him in. That's almost like what he was trying to say in that press conference. As a writer, I tend to look at what's said and what's not said. That's what I got. That's the hidden code language I could hear in his statements. And that's like taking responsibility and then giving it back. He took responsibility, then he tried to lightweight, throw shade on the quarterback. I didn't like that, but I don't like him anyway. But then I'm going to get to my Pittsburgh Steelers. It's really interesting how, everybody in every sports group I'm in, all kind of groups and organizations that do podcasts are holding their breath, waiting to hear what I'm going to say about my Steelers this week. That is just so funny to me. It's actually great, because if I'm living that rent free in your mind, hey, I must be a bad bitch. So, hey, shout out to Sharon. And I'll give myself as a certified player when I do my list. But here's what I'm going to say about my Steelers. There was poor play calling, poor clock management, poor play calling as usual. Well, I shouldn't say as usual. Let's just stick with the play calling. I'm going to talk about the clock. Poor play calling. It is the original nation, Ian.
Yeah,
look it up. Look the shit up. I'm just so sick of that shit. I'm like, listen, just because you younger and you want to rewrite history doesn't make it so, dear. You probably wasn't even born when we called it that.
You done brought Ian to the show, Sharon. You done brought more viewers.
I'm just saying, that's just so stupid. It is so-called original nation. Okay. But anyway, childish. Anyway, poor play calling, like I said. The offensive line actually is playing progressively worse. I've never seen people get progressively worse like this. And when you're in the league and you're hungry and you're hungry to prove yourself, you tend to get better, but instead I'm seeing them getting worse. They got beat on nearly every play. They made the Bengals defense, especially the front 4 or 5, look like the steel curtain of the 70s. And we all know that's not who they are. We all know that. We all know that the Bengals are not that great of a team, but they look like Super Bowl caliber against our team. I mean, we didn't do anything correct. I really cannot. There's nothing that I can point out in the game that was positive. And I'm saying this as objectively as I can, and I am a huge Steelers fan. Everybody knows that. But I got to be honest, they just look like really, really terrible. So a quarterback should have been drafted and Ben should have retired 2 years ago. I have said that. I've been on record saying that for the last 2 years, that he should have retired. And terrible. So anyway, that's what I'm going to say. That's what I'm going to say about my Steelers. Everybody wanted to hear me say that they were terrible. There you go. Happy birthday. I said it. I hope that makes you happy. And Czar, I'm just going to ignore that shit that Will LeBombard just put in there because that's bullshit. But I'm going to talk to you and tell you that. All right. But anyway, so there was one more that I wanted to talk about, but I can't remember who it was now. It'll come to me. So go ahead with yours, Dennis, and maybe it'll come to me before you get finished.
Okay. Give a shout out to AB on this one. AB told me to make sure I talk about the Chicago Bears offensive line that gave up 9 sacks yesterday to the Browns. 4.5 of them went to Myles Garrett. So Chicago Bears offensive line, you made my trash ass players list. Most definitely.
Why you mute yourself, fool?
Also, I definitely want to put. I definitely wanted to put Zach Wilson up there, and I wanted to put the New York Giants, the 0-3 New York Giants, on my list. Okay, because I don't know about anybody else, but all I kept hearing as they were signing people this offseason, Giants are winning the division. Giants got it all. Giants got Kenny Galladay. Giants just signed 2 more corners. Giants ain't fixed that fucking offensive line like I kept telling y'all. Giants ain't get a new quarterback like I keep telling y'all. Giants ain't win the fucking game yet. Just remember that. Those are your beloved New York Giants. Trash ass players. And for my last trash ass player, because just as Sharon, everybody wanted to hear me talk about the Philadelphia Eagles. You know, last night they trying to make me seem like I was unreachable, as if 45 of them motherfuckers ain't called me, and I answered all 45 fucking phone calls, right? But I was fucking unreachable.
Thank you.
But I was unreachable.
Yeah.
And every time they fucking tagged me in some shit in the chat, I said some shit right back. Oh, but I disappeared. Bitch, it's Talk You-ish Tuesday. You think I ain't showing up to the show? Everybody that said that shit that I'm unreachable, you fucking trash ass players. Don't tell me, oh, you unreachable, you can't be found. Bitch, I'm on the show every Tuesday, 3 days straight. Fuck wrong with you? You tuned in now? 17 million of y'all, like Buck Flair said. Fuck wrong with y'all? I'm always gonna be here. I've been around since my fucking Eagles was fucking 1-15. I ain't never going no fucking way. But that goddamn performance last night was nothing like that 1-15 Eagles, okay? Let me break this shit down.
Break it down.
Let me get my letter.
Let's go.
Dear Nick Sirianni, if you don't fucking run the ball, damn!
Right.
Run the ball! You had 6 fucking running backs this offseason. You cut 2 of them. What the fuck you got 6 running backs for? Run the ball.
We got one of them.
Run the ball twice when Miles Sanders to get 27 yards. How the fuck you expect Jalen to get better if you don't run the ball? Who the fuck believes your play action? Like, believing that bullshit? Run the ball. Number 2, our defensive coordinator. He got to go. He ain't from Philly. He got to go. Anytime fucking Eli Manning know on fucking national TV that on first and second down, you are going cover 2, and it's only week 3, and he know on first and second down you go cover, you got to go. I don't give a fuck. You got to go. I got Amazon boxes in the crib. You got to go, yo. I don't even know your name. You got to go. I don't give a fuck. I'd rather play man all week. All year, I'd rather play man. You got 2 man corners. You keep playing zone. The even crazier thing is Mike McCarthy, before halftime, didn't call a timeout so he could put more points on the board as Dak Prescott was on fire. So you come back out in the third quarter and you run 3 straight pass plays. One of them go for a pick 6. What you do when you come back out after that? You go for 3 more straight passes. Nick, run the fucking ball. It ain't getting no easier from this point on. It's only week 4, so I ain't coming to your house yet. I'm just going to write you this letter, and I'm going to send it to you. Package mail. Nick Sirianni and your coaching staff, your trash ass players. Let's get to these certified. Let's read these comments because they threw the goddamn roof. Let's read the comments.
Okay, I'll read them. Okay, let's go back to the beginning. Chuck Thomas said, "I'm just glad you watched my game, Sharon, as the Steelers only scored 10 points." What's that to do with me watching your game? I don't understand. But anyway, he said Brady beat the Rams in the Super Bowl. Okay. Will Bombard said, yeah, Grunk was hurt because the last 2 weeks he was eating heavy with 2 touchdowns in each game. He'll be ready for this week. Okay. AB said, right, they were pathetic and refused to talk about it. I just talked about it. I don't know what he's talking about. Maybe that was before I talked about it. Anyway, Ian said, King Czar is very similar to Peyton rookie season. Look at the talent around Lawrence. People forget Peyton led the league in picks his rookie season. I don't forget that. You know why? You know why I don't forget that, Czar? Because every time somebody they like now does that, they always bring up Peyton. Every single time without fail. You can almost count it down to the seconds after you talk about their quarterback that they like. And they'll say, well, Peyton Manning. Everybody does that. I don't. But anyway, Will said Brady's record against the Rams is good. Okay, thanks for telling us. AB said, there we go, LOL. And then Ian Lee Harris said, trash ass Steelers. Will Bombard said, I told y'all during the summer that Pitt won't win 8 games. They never listen. Oh, that's so funny. Ian Lee Harris said the so-called original nation. I already addressed that. Chuck Thomas said, trash ass, that's why. Sharon Mullins stirring the Kool-Aid. And OG said, patience is a virtue. Yes, it is. They don't know about that, OG. Ian Lee Harris said, on your head. I don't even know what that means. And then he said, finish your point, ma'am. I don't know what that means. Don't care. Chuck Thomas said 15 million. He said, Ron, raise your hand again and go to the bathroom. It's okay. I don't know what he means by that. And then Jonathan Benton II said, man, they done made Sharon get all out of character. No, not really. I'm good, Jonathan, but thank you. Elise, isn't her name? Dennis, Elise Jeffers, she said, hey to everybody. So, hey, shout out to Sweet Love. Ian said, y'all miss Bud Dupree. We do, but I'll comment about Bud Dupree some other time. So Will said they sucked last year. Oh God. You know, sometimes I just get tired of people saying the same old stuff every week about the same old stuff. But anyway, Will Bombard said they sucked last year, but y'all was blind to the 11-0 start, didn't dissect properly. I don't know what we were blind at, but okay. Chuck Thomas said, at least you didn't wear a Steelers jersey. Packers next. Oh, only because it's in the washer. I would have had it on. Chuck Thomas said, LMAO. OG said, shout out to Cuzzo Joe Mixon. See, you spoiled my surprise because he's on my certified list, OG. But Corey Truth said, what y'all think about Matt Ryan? I'll let Dennis or Ron talk about Matt Ryan. But Chuck Thomas said terrible, but my fantasy defense or something. OG Dalton said, congrats, bro, to OG. Ian said 9 sacks will happen when you only put 5 in pass protection the majority of the game with a rookie quarterback against Garrett and Clooney. Will said Denver 3-0 right now. Let me tell you that they suck too. They haven't beat anyone credible. Here we go with that again. Kenneth Smith said they ain't winning shit. Chuck Thomas said Giants injuries are mounting up. Will Bomber said Giants is ass, as bad as the Jets. Ricky Bobby said Iowa State School of the Blind. Anyway, he was referring to Denver is the Iowa State School of the Blind. Yeah, and then Kenneth Smith said slap the Eagles beaks off. I guess he was talking about the Cowboys beat the Eagles real bad. Willa Bombard said Dennis full of shit. Ain't nobody see your ass. You was MIA when it mattered. Did you hear that, Dennis? All right.
Willa Bombard the same one that said that the Patriots ain't have no corners, so we already know where his credibility is.
Oh, okay. Yeah, we won't forget that. Chuck Thomas said Jalen Hurts needs to switch back to number 2. I don't agree with that. I don't agree with that at all. Willa Bomber said, I got receipts to prove we couldn't find you. Yeah, okay. OG said, get him. Kenneth Smith said, we got Clement. Dalton said, Cedric the Entertainer is getting heated. I guess he calls you Seti, Dennis. Ian said, wouldn't trust Sirianni coaching a Pop Warner team, let alone an NFL. He only got the job because he has a Philly sounding name. And April. Hey, wifey, Ron, wifey in the comments. And Kenneth Smith said they had like 6 carries amongst 3 backs. And Jonathan said our linebackers and safeties were lost too. Will said, remember we asked who was that defensive coordinator? And Ricky Bobby said, man, I wish I could go down to Philly this weekend and attend the game with Dennis. And Jonathan said it was like the Spider-Man meme when they're all pointing at each other. And OG said, get him, Den. And Chuck Thomas said, Dennis sounds like Dennis Green tonight. Yeah. And Willa Bombard said, how many times they run the ball? 5 times total throughout the game. AB said, good job, Dennis. And Ian said, who does that? Don't know what you're talking about. But anyway, Ethan said, hey, my trash ass player is that so-called great Washington defense. Look like trash. Yeah, I'm like wondering where that defense is supposed to be at that everybody was talking
about. I said it for the season started. I said they wasn't gonna be top 5.
Yeah, you did. You did.
I said that.
Ian said, Sharon, the Steelers are some front runners. Where's that walk in your trap, take over your trap energy? I still got that in. I don't know what he's talking. He don't know me, so let me just keep moving. Dalton said, "Wish."
Hey, Raiders fan, ain't he?
Yeah. And ignorant too. Ignorant as hell.
No. Let him stay on. I just want to know is he gonna come back every week? That's all I want to know. He gonna be here every week?
Oh no! Hey, I welcome him to come back every week.
I'm gonna tag him. Now he's show. I'll tag him every week.
I know how to ignore people, especially when they don't know what the hell they're talking about.
I know how to get Raider fans. Trust me.
Yes, I do too.
He said I'll be here.
Okay.
Chuck Thomas, I love Chuck. Cowboys Super Bowl bound. Tell him, Chuck.
Anyway, Dalton said he wished. Dalton said, "Wish I was on the show." Dalton, come on the show. Come on. Oh, but that's it.
Guru, you ready for your certified?
Yeah. I just wanna.
We played them in the third game. Everybody played 3 quarters. The Bears are who we thought they were. The damn field.
Brought it out.
But they are who we thought they were. And we let them off the hook.
Number 1 greatest soundbite of all time.
And may my man Denny rest in peace. I actually one of my favorite coaches of all time.
Number 1.
I do.
I'm so hurt that damn Gary Anderson didn't miss a field goal all year, and against Ron Thomas's Atlanta Falcons, he decided to miss one in the biggest point of the year, and then they came back and tied the game, and then it went, overtime we lost, and then Atlanta went to Super Bowl, and the guy tried to find a prostitute, whatever. Anyway, let's move on. As far as my prime times, let me get my little paperwork here. I got quite a few, but I don't want to be long-winded again. Guys get mad when I get long-winded, so let me get away from that. Let's see.
What? What'd you say?
I didn't want to be long-winded. I know who I thought they were, and you want to let them off the hook. But anyway, there's my Denny Green impersonation. First of all, I'm gonna give a shout out to my boy Czar's boys. Because me and Czar, we usually go at it a little bit sometimes. Although the last couple of weeks, very mild for us. I don't know what the hell is wrong with Czar, but
it'll be a big basketball season for y'all too.
Yeah, maybe. Well, I don't know, because I don't really have no hatred for the Chicago Bulls now. So
that's because they ain't did shit in 20 years. That's why.
Exactly. So it's just like the Knicks. I mean, it's hard to hate when you haven't been.
We done more than Philly, at least with Derrick Rose. We got to a conference final.
Oh, you guys finished? Or could I start? Okay.
Hey, you gonna try to take a little slide shot?
Hey, I hear you. Miss Chocolate, you want to? Okay, all right. So
no, I said I don't blame you. Go ahead.
Well, I'm gonna give love to Dak. Because I know a lot of times people have said that he wasn't like top 10, he didn't deserve the money. First of all, he's one of the nicest people in the world. Brother's got a beautiful disposition. He's had a lot of, a little tragedy in his life. He's overcome it. And I just like the way, even though I was so mad at him and that damn Elliott with that whole social justice stuff, with Jerry Jones, the plantation owner, I call him. But hey, everybody has a bad moment. But man, he's a real good young man, and he's playing like they had on all the shows to see top this. Right now, he's playing like one of the best quarterbacks in the goddamn league. So you could talk about him, whether he's top 5, 10, 15. I don't give a bleep what you say. Right now, the boy is balling. Okay, he is balling. I don't know that the Cowboys can go all the way, all that kind of stuff. That's not even my concern. But also, I want to give a little love for Mr. McCarthy, because he took a lot of abuse too. Even last night in a win, they weren't about what he did at the last minute of the first half, but they want him to kick Philadelphia ass even more. I mean, is that what they wanted?
They were saying bad clock management.
Well, if he had good clock management, y'all would have lost by 100. So, damn. So, let's leave that alone. Let a sleeping dog lie, as they say in the trade. But, everybody was knocking him. He can't do this. He can't do that. He can't do this. He can't do that. It was all, what's his name? Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers got one Super Bowl. Okay? One stinking Super Bowl, same as him. So if you want to knock him for having one Super Bowl, we'll knock the other one. All right? So kudos to McCarthy. Do your thing, big fella. And I also want to give some love to Dan Quinn.
And that's who deserves the love.
Because Dan Quinn, we know Mike Nolan. I heard reported that he hadn't coached in 7 years, but that's not even true because I think he coached in 2017. I looked it up. He was somebody's coordinator. But on a lot of these sports shows, guys just be spouting out stuff, and half the time they wrong. But if you do your homework, you'll find out who knows what the hell they talking about. But with Dan Quinn, I like the way the Cowboy defense is playing. I heard Stephen A. Smith today saying that, their defense is going to be the Achilles heel. Man, their defense is playing good. They're obviously they got the rookie kid, I got to give all three of those gentlemen some credit. So put some respect on those names. Mike Nolan, yeah, we know he was terrible. They got rid of him. That might have been McCarthy's biggest mistake he made last year. Now, I don't know if that was Jerry, because Jerry's always in, he's in the Kool-Aid, he's in the sauce. So that might have been a Jerry move, or who knows. But other than that, man, give those three gentlemen a lot of love, man. I got to get them. So I definitely. I want to also give the Baltimore Ravens organization some credit because what's his name? Michael Case Williams. I don't know if we could hear it, but and I don't even remember it that much. But let's see if I can pop it up here. Let me see. My production here might not be that good. Let's see if we got it here. Well, basically, Omar is coming, and he's the whistle, on his show, The Wire, and they did a tribute to him at the arena, and I thought that was classy because there's been some speculation of how he died and all this other nonsense. First of all, when people die, you put respect on their name, okay? You don't choose that time to bring up anything bad about the person, even if it was Trump, who I can't stand. In fairness to his loved ones, you don't do that if you got any class up your ass, okay? Once again, if you got any class up your ass, you don't do that when someone dies, okay? You let it go. So, for them to do that tribute at their arena the way they did, the whistling thing that he did, when he was coming to wreak havoc. I thought that was beautiful, man. I thought that was beautiful. And, a lot of teams always get a lot of abuse and things of that nature, but that was classy, man. Classy. Baltimore classy to the ownership. That's just, to me, that's beautiful, man. And I didn't even know that. I heard about it, and I appreciated it, man. I really did. Who else? I think I have one more. Let me see. Oh, this guy. I can't forget this guy. Marcus Simeon, Toronto Blue Jays. Tied, who did he tie? Davey Johnson. They tied him for 43 home runs at second base. This guy bet on himself. 1 year contract. He's going to be a free agent. I think he just turned 31. And, 43 home runs. Got a chance to break Davey's record. There's not that many African-American baseball players right now. It's just, with all of athletes playing basketball and football, it's just not that many, man. So to see a young African, well, not really young, but to see any African American doing this thing like that and to break a record that like Davy Johnson's record is just so tremendous to me. Baseball was my favorite sport growing up. And then, gravitated to basketball and football. And then since I coached basketball became my favorite sport and still is. But my first love was baseball. And I hate to see that a lot of, African Americans really don't even, they don't even think about baseball. They don't even talk about baseball the way when I was a kid, baseball was king. It was the number one sport. And then all of a sudden, football and basketball have, I believe definitely football has passed it by, maybe basketball as well. But kudos to that young man for doing his thing, man. So congratulations. And he also does a little program out there in the inner city. And I think that's, where I guess he was talking about how coaches helped him and he was able to reach out to them and help them stay out of trouble and things of that nature. And they looked up to them. So him and about two other baseball stars are doing some sort of program out there in the inner city. So giving back to the community, bro. That's a beautiful thing. So those are my players. Thank you.
All right. Ryan Thomas, what you got over there, Ryan?
I got shout out to the Atlanta Falcons. We got our first win. And shout out to the comedian that passed away. I think yeah. And everybody donated money to pay for his funeral. So shout out to all those people.
All right. Azar, what you got going on? You got more? My fault, Ryan. You got more? Go ahead.
I got one more. I got Sam Donald.
Oh, okay.
Sam Donald was 23. That's 34 and threw 304 yards against the Texans. Oh, by the way, and that 3-year-old.
See what he do this week when they finally play a team.
It don't matter.
It does matter.
Okay.
They had the worst schedule.
Okay.
Anyway, so mine, I almost lost my mind. So some of y'all that know, me, Dennis, Buck Flair, and Hindi are in the Survivor League. And, big money on the line. And I picked the Ravens as my Survivor pick. And they had a terrible game against the Detroit Lions of all teams. And like I said, I'm not really that good at the Survivor thing. I can pick games. I went 12-4 this week in picks. But
you matched me last week. Okay.
Yeah, I went 12. My best week, I was 7-9, 10-6, and then 12-4 this week. So obviously Detroit, they go up 17-16. They about, Baltimore they have no timeouts. And, but they leave Lamar. For about 40-some seconds left, and we see in this trend now, especially with the top tier quarterbacks, you can't leave no time on the clock. And then they got, in my opinion, the greatest kicker in history, in my opinion. He's the most accurate, that's a fact. But I think on top of that, I just think the dude is just phenomenal. So they had some clock management. Lamar make a great 4th and 20, a 4th and 19, a great pickup. Remember, these guys have no timeouts. So they had some shambles. They had 7 seconds. They had another play to go to the sideline. It's a 66-yarder. They never been done. And they screw up, and they have to kick the field goal from there. And I'm like, man, it's Justin Tucker, but he ain't going to make that. 66? That's like insane. And this dude, and I'm over here. I'm already counting them out. Y'all should have saw me at the crib, but this dude put his leg into that. What would they say? He put his draws in it. The guru, when grandma used to make the greens, she put her draws in it. He put his draws into that kick, hit the middle post, or what do you call it, the crossbar, and usually it bounces. When they hit the crossbar, it don't go over. But I guess it hit the crossbar enough to where it flipped over. And man, but I thought it was like if the Cowboys won the Super Bowl. I was just happy to stay alive in my Survivor League. But yeah, that's the beauty of sports, and it was one of the most beautiful things I've ever seen. And if 66-yarder is now the NFL record, I don't know if that will ever be broken, but hey, we'll see.
All records are made to be broken.
Right. I think it'll be a long while. We saw earlier yesterday, nowhere near the kicker, but who was it? Jacksonville played? Was it Denver? I don't remember. I think it was Denver. They Arizona. Kicked a 68-yarder.
Arizona.
And he was well short, and they ran it back for a touchdown. 109-yard return for a touchdown. So that shows you how stupid those to attempt those kicks. Especially, if you're going for a game winner like Baltimore, you got to go for it. But in the situation, now you give up 7 points. It's just stupid. So anyway,
but one of the reasons why they go for it is because of the altitude. Those balls go a lot farther in those high altitude stadiums. So that's another reason, right? Why they go for them, right?
I guess you got to have a little bit better kicker because he wasn't close. But I hear you. Shout out to, we're gonna go to baseball. Guru kind of does bring me there with the baseball analogy. The St. Louis Cardinals. This is just random. I just give props where props is due. My Mets are out of it. These dudes have won 16 games in a row and currently on the 16-game winning streak. They didn't have the best of seasons. They were teetering. Wild card. Kind of in third place. They didn't have. They're not the typical St. Louis Cardinals that we know. They're a lot older now and. They got some young talent, but the Cardinals have pretty much ran the NL Central for years. But they supplanted themselves. They're in the playoffs and 16 games in a row in baseball. I don't know what the record is, but it's incredible. And I just want to give them a quick shout out, for winning 16 and currently riding their wave into the last week or two of the regular season. And then I got a couple more. I'm just going to do one more. Just a shout out to my boys. Everyone likes to shout out their team, especially, when they're doing well. But Penn State, we had a big, another win this week. And the shout out is that we're number 4. So right now we're currently in the playoffs. The Big Ten is playing, they had mixed results this week, but Iowa is number 5. So you got 2 Big Ten teams in the top 5. And we play Iowa not this week, but I believe the following week. So that's going to be a hell of a matchup. A shout out to my boys, and I'm happy the program is back, and we'll see where it goes. But I'm feeling good about it. So feeling good, Lewis, and that's my certified players.
Okay, all right. Chocolate Girl, how you doing?
I'm great. I'm gonna first shout out Joe Mixon of the Bengals. I think part of the reason why I'm going to shout him out is just because he's Joe Mixon and what he's been through and his story. And for him to be doing well and thriving in the NFL is great to me. And in the game where he played against us, he had 18 carries. He rushed for 286 yards and a touchdown. So shout out to him. That's Ron and OG's cousin. So I'm sure he's, that means a lot to y'all. And that's much respect to me. As much as I hate the Bengals, I still give credit where credit is due. And he played well. Also, one I have on my list, Jamar Chase from the same team in the same game. 9th player in the NFL history to catch a touchdown in their first 3 games in the NFL. Awesome. That's awesome. And there needs to be more said about that because that doesn't happen. So he doesn't look like he's nervous. He doesn't look small. He looks like he is game ready. He's looked that way all season. So Jamar Chase had 4 touchdowns in the game. In a win over us. So, hey, it is what it is. Oh, also, Zara, I do want to say, yeah, Penn State is looking real good. Really, really good. They look better than they've looked in the last 5 years for sure to me. I just want to say that. I hate Penn State, but It is what it is. I did make a note of that.
Y'all pulled a tough one out. Hey, win is a win.
Yeah.
You know?
Yep. And so, yeah, my Spartans is on this list. MSU Spartans. We won that game. We fought and we pulled it out. Very proud of my team. And one of our players was I think the offensive player of the week for the Big Ten. And I can't remember his name, but shout out to MSU. Also, Jeremiah Owusu Koromoa of the Cleveland Browns. Okay. He was a second round pick in the draft. He had 1 sack, 2 tackles for a loss against the run. He broke up 3 passes. He has really stepped up over these first 3 games. And the reason why I'm mentioning him and not Myles Garrett is because I know somebody else is going to mention him with his record-breaking sacks and so forth. And this dude is not getting the shine. But if you look at the game, he stepped up in very key moments himself and affected the outcome of that game just as much as Myles did, in my opinion, because it was at key moments in the game. So he's on my list. And Devonte Adams. Boy, I got a list of people on teams I can't even stand. This is really sad. But Devonte Adams had a 56.3 target rate, which is the 4th highest rate since 2010. And he caught the pass that set up the game-winning field goal against the 49ers, who I was rooting for, the 49ers. So, I mean, it is what it is. Devonte was probably the best performing wide receiver this week. He did his thing.
All right.
Oh, one last thing. I said earlier that I really didn't see any bright spot to the Steelers game on Sunday, but I forgot. Pat Freiermuth, the tight end, drafted out of Penn State, Big Ten. Yep. When his number is called, he is always ready, straight out the gate. He doesn't even look like a rookie. He doesn't play like a rookie. He doesn't appear like a rookie. He appears confident and competent. And if the Steelers don't get him more involved in this damn offense, I'm going to be saying that we need to get rid of Canada this season. He's going to be a 1-season OC. That's what I see. That's it.
Okay, D-Man, what you got? Welcome to the show.
For me, I got the Chargers. And the reason I got the Chargers, like on fourth down for the Chiefs, like Patrick Mahomes, he incomplete pass and Chargers won the game. And my second certified player, I got Matthew Stafford. And we all know Buccaneers secondary is really a suspect. Got a lot went down. They might need to get Richard Sherman. And my third certified player is Saints defense. The reason I got Saints defense, we didn't put pressure on Mac Jones, sack him. He threw an interception. I know Mac Jones put up numbers in the fourth quarter. Marshawn Lattimore did an interception in the fourth quarter. Well, near fourth quarter.
Okay, all right. Ethan.
Hey, can you guys hear me?
Yes, man. Welcome to the show.
Thank you. I got 3. First one is actually 2 of them are actually on my team because of that dominant performance, but I'll get to them in a minute. First one, Zara alluded to a few minutes ago, but I don't remember who the player was. But actually, let me shout out the Jaguars. I know they lost, but the wherewithal that they had on that long field goal by Arizona to put somebody in the end zone could possibly return it. That was actually a really smart move by them to have somebody in there. And trust me as an Alabama fan, I still hate the words kick 6, but it is what it is. That was a good play. Second player on my certified is Matt Milano has been absolutely our outside linebacker. He's absolutely been tearing it up this year. He along with the majority of our defense has been absolutely tearing it up. In fact, I think he's going into last week's games, he was the top rated linebacker according to PFF. So, for what that's worth. And last but certainly not least is Josh Allen. I mean, he went like, I don't remember the exact stats, but he had like 360 yards passing and 4 touchdowns through the air and 1 on the ground. So he absolutely tore up that Washington so-called great defense.
All right. Well, to be honest with y'all said all the certified players that I had. So, let's get into these lists, shall we? Are we ready for these QB lists? Are we ready? You ready?
Be ready.
Remind what is the list so that I can.
This is the top 10 QBs all time.
Ooh, all right. Yeah. Come to me last so I can think about it.
You said Q. Oh, we doing QBs? Okay. I thought we were doing wide receivers. Sorry. I'm good. Go ahead.
Zara, you ready?
I stay ready. I'm like, they call me Czar Diggs Jr.
Oh, come on. Let me find.
They call me Czar Parsons. They call me Czar Igbadagabadaya, whatever the defensive tackle's name.
They need to call you Czar Iggyadi Oogyadi.
Koromoa.
No, I'm talking about that dude for Dallas, our Ricky that we started here.
Oh, yeah. He
still can't pronounce his name.
You're true. He played pretty well.
Looks like a good little steal out the 3rd round. We'll see if he keeps it up. All right. Top 10 quarterbacks. And man, I didn't pull a guru this time. There ain't no tie at number 10.
Oh shit! No tie.
There almost was. No, but the guy didn't make it. I went dolo all the way down. Number 10, we got Drew Brees.
Oh shit.
Mr. I'm not kneeling. Number 9, we got Dan Marino. Dan, I made the Super Bowl 1984, 2nd year. Oh, he'll be back, but he never went back. But he still made the top 10 at number 9. A very prolific passer in this game. Number 8, we taking it back to the old school. Since I've been dealing with Guru and Sharon, they've been making me, not forget about some of my old schoolers. Because, I know about them and knowledge. I just was one of those that, if I really didn't watch you play, I just didn't think it was fair. But, y'all seen in recent lists, I've changed up. I take it all into consideration. So it is what it is. But we're going to go with Johnny Unitas at number 8. At number 7, kind of the same thing. But, me and Dennis, we got a little talk about this during the week. Yes, a Cowboy has made this list. He basically invented the shotgun and the Hail Mary, and that is Rodgers Starback. And Sharon, forget you, for y'all the only team that pretty much, if y'all weren't for y'all, we would have been the team of the 70s. So forget you. All right. Number 6, we got Brett Favre.
Brett Favre.
Better known as Brett Favre.
Okay.
You said, wait a minute. You said number 8 was who?
Number 8 was Johnny Unitas. 7 was Starback.
Starback, okay.
Yep. 6, Brett Favre, who from about, we tried to guess it from about 94 to 98. They got won 3 MVPs and was the best player in the league and was just a monster. He kind of tailed off, wouldn't retire, went from team to team, kind of hurt his legacy a little bit, went to the Jets. I don't know why. But, his legacy to me was already set and was already supplanted. Kind of like when Jordan went to the Wizards, even though he still averaged 20 a game. It's another discussion. But, I get when people say, the legacy don't hurt your legacy. Boxers that don't retire or they come back. Roy Jones hurting his legacy. Holyfield. Yeah. Okay. Number 5. We're going to get to this top 5 now. This pretty much top 5 is easy. I kind of always move them around. It's the only problem for me, but it's always pretty much been these 5. And number 5 would be Peyton Manning. The only reason he's not higher, to me, Peyton Manning is the best regular season quarterback I've ever seen. Games 1 through 16, that dude is a monster. He lost, and although he has 2 Super Bowl rings to his credit, although one he didn't really have nothing to do with it in Denver because he was terrible in the playoffs. But this dude lost too many big games, threw too many interceptions against the Patriots and whatnot. He just was not the best at big games despite having a couple of rings. Number 4 will be the guy who, in my favorite era, and this guy just carried this team, did a lot with less, and that's John Elway, the lefty. And no, he's not a lefty. I keep getting him and Steve Young mixed up. See, that's how I'm getting old. But anyway, John Elway. If the youngsters don't know about him, Google him. This guy would always dominate the AFC, and unfortunately, the NFC was stacked, and he lost every Super Bowl he went to by at least 30 or 40 points until he got a running back by the name of Terrell Davis. And luckily, before he retired, he walked away as a 2-time champion. Number 3. This is where the man. This is where y'all already know who it is. It's the best quarterback I've ever seen from a skill standpoint. This dude, if I'm just going strictly off their skill set, he does have a Super Bowl. He has MVPs. He does. You got to have some of that. But this guy, I've been amazed watching this guy over his career, and that's Aaron Rodgers. There isn't a throw he can't make. I don't care if he's running to the right, running to the left, falling down. Clutch, this dude is just a beast to me. So he's number 3. The reason why he ain't 2 or 1 is because of the guys in front of him, a little bit more hardware, a little more, there's more reasonings to it, but 3 is fair, in my opinion. Number 2, we're going to go with Joe Montana, the guy out of the Bay Area, San Francisco 49ers. I hate to say it, but, when I first got into football, the catch against my Cowboys, team of the 80s, my argument, he did have a lot to work with, more so in the last 2 Super Bowls than the first 2. But, the guy was the man. I can't knock it. I got to give him his props. And the number 1 is the GOAT, Tom Brady. 7 Super Bowls, 7-3, been to 10. I mean, who the hell would go to 10 Super Bowls? That's just ridiculous. Clutch as they come. The scouts, where were y'all at? 6th-round pick, crazy. Tom Brady, number 1.
Hey, can I ask a question?
Yes, sir.
So you're basically saying that Aaron Rodgers is better than Peyton Manning?
In my opinion.
And didn't Peyton Manning got more Super Bowls than Aaron Rodgers?
He got 2 to 1.
And he's also been to more Super Bowls. It's been to 4.
Okay. Jim Kelly been to 4. He ain't make my list.
Jim Kelly been to 4, ain't win none.
Hey, that's not the full criteria. And a lot of the hold on.
And I think they have the same amount as MVPs, right?
Well, let me tell you this. And a lot of those games that Green Bay lost wasn't because of Aaron Rodgers or like a late pick or it was his fault. Peyton Manning blew too many big games.
He ain't had no defense.
No. I'm talking about his era. Now I ain't talking about just losing. I don't mean just being a quarterback and being on the L side of the picture. He bonehead plays in the 4th quarter.
Because he ain't had no defense.
Hey, man, well, then don't overcompensate. Take what the defense gives you.
Ron,
hey, but he's still in my top 5.
You got your list, Ron. I just wanted to hear it. I just wanted to know.
Ron?
Ron, I hate days.
Oh,
I was having internet issues.
Oh, son. Shannon, you got your list, Shannon?
Yeah, but I was going after Guru.
Guru, you got your list?
Yeah, if you didn't write it down, you wrote down different categories. So Anyway, let me try to wing it.
I swore I put it in the chat.
I thought it was wide receivers.
No,
I swore I put in the
That's
chat.
okay.
We doing QBs this
You
week.
did.
That's okay. You probably did. I got them both done, so it didn't matter to me. That's fine. I just didn't have this one out, but I got it now. But go ahead. Go ahead, Guru.
I'm going to go with number 10. I'm going to go with my man, Terry Bradshaw.
No tie. Okay.
Wait,
Yeah, I'm going to go with my boy, Terry Bradshaw. I mean, you know, sometimes when he's on Fox, he pisses me off. For a while, they was really getting on my nerve. He was on this Mike Tomlin can't coach business, and I thought he sounds stupid as hell. But he was a great quarterback, and he doesn't get a lot to do. I don't know. You know, I remember they said he couldn't spell cat. You know, probably couldn't. But he did some work for the Steelers, man. He did some work, man. So I gotta give him his props. I'm gonna give this guy props at number 9 because he didn't have a clear path into the league, and he put up tremendous numbers. And you know, I remember my brother from another mother, actually, Warren Moon. We put him at number 9. He didn't get to that Super Bowl the way, you know, he probably should have, but like I said, had a auspicious path to the league and did a lot of work, man. Probably go down as the greatest black quarterback ever. And number 8, I'm gonna go for another guy that didn't win, but he was great. I could have actually put him, you know, I could have flip-flopped him in Warren Moon, but I'm gonna go for the great Dan Fouts. I saw him play a lot of incredible games, and he was awesome. He was awesome. Another guy that didn't make it to the Super Bowl, and played with a great tight end, probably maybe the greatest tight end ever. And that would be Kellen Winslow. I know a lot of people think Gronk is, but
Sharp.
No, he wasn't better than Kellen. Not in my eyes. So I think we're up to with 10, 9, 8, 7.
Tony Gonzalez is better too.
So, you know, and also it depends on what area you played in terms of the way like they.
I like Kellen Winslow. That offense, he had receivers too. I forgot their names, but that San Diego team was a monster. They just, like you said, was just tough to get out of there.
Yeah, they played one hell of a game. I'm trying to think who that was against. And I think it was the AFC Championship, one of the greatest games ever.
It was either Miami or New England. I remember who was the receiver. They had a receiver that was right with Winslow. I forgot his name.
Jefferson.
No, we keep going. I'll look him up.
I think it was Jefferson. But also, so now we're going to move into a guy that did win a championship. That would be Mr. Roger Starback, Roger the Dodger. Changed quarterback. You know.
Captain America?
Say that again?
I ain't never heard that.
They call him Captain America.
Yeah, they did call him that. Yep.
Oh. Because he went to the
he was in the Army.
Navy.
He was in the Army, right.
I thought it was Navy.
Yeah, he was in the Armed Forces. I'm not sure which one it was, but I know that's part of the reason why they call him that. Then after that, we'll go for a guy that
Charlie Joyner.
I don't really do guy that much. Oh, Charlie Joyner. Yeah, he was a great player. Absolutely. So we'll go to what did I say? Aaron Rodgers. Yeah, this is Aaron Rodgers' time. Yeah, because
What number is that?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's number 5.
Okay.
And, I'll put Aaron Rodgers there. I really shouldn't, because I just think that he hasn't, moved people. He's not a leader of men. But talent-wise, and when I would say, like, when I was growing up, they had a word for people like Aaron Rodgers. They, people today don't use this word. People probably gonna say, "What the hell does that mean?" But when I was a kid, they used to say that end is nice. He's nice. If somebody said that you was nice, that means you was real good. And that's what I say about Aaron Rodgers. He's nice. I'm not going to get into his leadership skills and all that kind of stuff, but just the fact that how he won that game, a couple of days ago, that's Aaron Rodgers for you. He's nice, and I'm gonna give him credit, even though sometimes I don't think, he's just not my he's not my cup of tea. But I never try to let that cloud my judgment. Number 4, I'm gonna go with Peyton Manning. I was looking at a lot of the stats, and they were talking about a lot of these young quarterbacks, but I believe like in his second year, he had something like 30 or 40 touchdowns and less than 20 interceptions. I mean, after coming off that horrific first season. So, remember he was heralded out of, Tennessee. And one of the distinctions that he has is that a guy named T. Martin won a national championship at Tennessee, put Peyton Manning did. And that kind of boggles the mind a little bit, because he was such Mr. Tennessee, this great quarterback, and, the truth of the matter is Brady outshined him a lot during his NFL career, because Brady was such a great, postseason player. And obviously, him and as much as they may not like each other now or have some differences of opinion, him and Bill Belichick certainly were a formidable team, I might say. And then, so, put some respect on their name, both of them, even though I did, I'll say it now and I'll say it then, because I thought we were doing coaches. So
she thought we were doing receivers.
Yeah, I've seen a lot of things in there. You gotta, be a little bit more clear in what we're doing. But nevertheless, Bill Belichick as a coach, just to digress a little bit, I'm not going to put him as my number 1 coach, because I want to wait to see what happens with this Brady and him situation. If he doesn't win a championship in the next 5 years, and that, that's pushing it, because he'll be close to 80 years old, I would assume, but just give him 5, then you're going to have to say that it takes a little shine off of him, and that it was more Brady than him. Now, I don't know if it's 50-50, 60-40. I know one thing. It took both of them to be winners. They needed each other. That much you can say. And as Keyshawn Johnson said today, he found Brady. When Drew Bledsoe got hurt after somebody in the Jets knocked his ass out and almost took his life, actually, from what I hear. I don't remember that, but I know it's like folklore now. Belichick went with him. Now, a lot of people want to make this analogy with, mac and cheese and similarities. It's no similarities, because mac and cheese can't throw. He ain't got no damn arm. If that's the difference. Brady had all the tools. He just never did it and put it together at college in Michigan. There was always somebody ahead of him. He was sort of a late bloomer, and he never turned out to be a great quarterback. But Brady had all the tools. I don't see all the tools when it comes to a guy like Tua. Tua can't throw. Mac and cheese can't throw. The Patriots are pitiful in terms of their offense, like in terms of going down the field, man. It's sad. And it really angers me that my man Cam got jerked out of that position. Because as someone said, why would you spend more money than you ever spent in free agency not to make the playoffs? That doesn't make sense. So in their infinite wisdom, they thought that they were going to take this young cat and mold him, and they was going to be better. They're about to be 1-3. And then they got the Texans, and after that, then the schedule gets harder again. So, if that kid is back, you might not beat the Texans. You better hope he ain't back. Or you 1-4, 1-5, maybe 1-6, and you looking like a trash ass organization. You might have to worry about your job. Okay, so I digress. So let me keep it moving. So I said Peyton Manning. And then I'm gonna go with this guy who, again, but you got to give him credit because he got the championships.
I missed. Who was your Peyton Manning was 4?
John Elway, Martano. Yes.
And then 3 was who?
We're up to 3 now, right?
Okay.
John Elway.
Okay.
John Elway is number 3. And like I said, with John Elway, he got the chips. Terrell Davis, was a great running back that he needed. And actually, he wasn't on the top of his game. He got to a couple of Super Bowls, I believe, and lost when he was playing his greatest. But he carried them to the Super Bowls. So I'm not sure exactly how many he was at, but probably about 4 at least. And definitely took the hardware those 2 times, and he was just he was prototypical. And now he's what the quarterback's going to have to be. I hate to keep bashing Mac Jones, but he ain't got no speed. And all of these brothers, last week, if the kid from Baltimore, not Baltimore, from the Colts, the African-American kid that's there, if he would have started, that would have been a record-breaking 11 African-American quarterbacks starting on one weekend. But that trash-ass, what's his name, Carson Wentz from your old team, Philadelphia, he went out there and stunk up the joint. Thanks, Carson. You've gotten away of history, jackass. Okay? So we did John Elway, and then now we're up to, I always thought this guy was the best. And part of me thinks he's still the best, but since the other dude went and won a Super Bowl last year, I can't say it anymore. The fact that he went and did that on his own, took a team that, hadn't done it before, but part of me thinks.
Whoa. They won a Super Bowl before.
No, I'm not talking about Tampa Bay in general. I'm talking about a team that the team was
they didn't make the playoffs.
Right. They were a bad team for the most part. When my man Winston was there.
It wasn't a bad team. Winston just wasn't making
they didn't make the playoffs.
More mistakes than plays.
Say that again, Dennis. I'm
Winston
sorry.
was making more mistakes than plays.
Right.
Yeah, true, but he threw for 5,000 yards. He had 30 touchdowns.
I keep telling people this. And Guru, you've been watching sports for a long time.
Yeah.
What does 5,000 yards get you? A conversation?
Well, but if only 8 quarterbacks in the history of the game have ever done it, it has to be very hard to do. So part of the reason why Winston threw so many interceptions is because part of the coach's mentality, risk it, no biscuit, or whatever the hell it's called, he was always throwing down the field. And in all sorts of, times when he probably should have just taken it underneath, he was going down the field. And they was using it as a punt. I mean, it was games where he just threw it up for grabs at halftime. All right, so what? It's interception, not even worrying about the fact that he might be in a 30-30 club. So I'm not going to put, I know Czar wants to make fun that then I picked Winston to be the comeback player of the year. Plus
MVP.
No, plus the MVP. I said
I didn't tease you for comeback player. I didn't know you said that. MVP right. Is what I'm teasing you about.
But I do feel that he has that type of talent. That he's always even last week, man, when New England started to make a little bit of a comeback, he threw a couple of dimes. I mean, because I watched pretty much that whole game. I don't have quote unquote that one team like I think everybody on this panel has, but I'll get locked into a game because of a guy like a Winston, and I'll be on that game. And I wasn't really, and I had the ticket and everything else, and I wasn't even really trying to watch anything else. I was watching Jameis and that great New Orleans defense and putting that whip ass on Mac Jones, because that macaroni and cheese was real funky.
It was Kraft. It was the Kraft version macaroni.
Well, it don't matter what kind I make, it ain't shit, and neither was Mac. Okay, all
right, man. So we already know you're 2-1. You already gave it away.
Well, true. It's
the same 2 I got. So
Joe Montana and then Tom Brady.
All right.
So there you go.
That's. I mean, let's see what these 2 got, but it's hard for them to not be 1-2. But let's see who's next.
Let's go with the chocolate girl.
All right. So number 10 is I have Dan Marino as number 10. I have Drew Brees as number 9. I have Johnny Unitas as number 8.
Same.
Number 7, Roger Starback.
Yeah.
Number 6. Huh?
4 the same except flip Marino and Brees at 9, 10, but 8 and 7 is the same. Go ahead.
Mm-hmm. And number 6, I have Terry Bradshaw.
Oh, you
number 5. Number 5, I have John Elway. Number 4, I have Brett Favre, because Brett Favre is a better quarterback than John Elway all day, 7 days a week. I don't care what nobody say. And number 3, I have Peyton Manning. And number 2, I have Tom Brady. And number 1, I have Joe Montana.
Let me say one thing. I should have put Johnny Unitas on there. That was an oversight by me.
Take off Warren Moon or
no, I'm not taking off Warren Moon.
He ain't taking off Warren. You know he ain't taking off the black.
I'm messing with him.
You know he ain't taking off the black quarterback.
I have Warren Moon in my 11 to 15 range. I do have Warren Moon in there.
I do too.
Maybe you just take off Terry Bradshaw.
Yes.
Who?
Guru.
No, he doesn't need to take off Terry Bradshaw.
He got 4 Super Bowls.
Troy Aikman got 3. Troy Aikman got 3. Aikman
is in that range too. Like you said, the 11, where my guy.
I have Aikman in my 11 to 15 as well.
Yeah, he's definitely in there. So maybe I gave a little favor to the colored brother. But
hey, can I ask y'all a question? Just as curious, I want to make a big discussion about it because I know Guru. I was shocked. He had a lot of them in there that didn't even win nothing. Just better quarterback, Troy Aikman or Tony Romo?
Troy Aikman.
Why?
Because he was so much more of a winner. I don't think
he had a better team.
I know, but I just don't feel like that Romo did anything. Like, what did he do? He put up
phenomenal numbers.
Well, no, I'm saying even like because you're saying that like we had guys on there that didn't win the Super Bowl. That's your analogy, right? But at least those guys made great playoff runs and they took their teams deep into the playoffs and battled.
Did Fouts have a great playoff run?
Fouts got to a
Did Warren Moon have a great playoff run?
But Warren Moon came in there when he was 100 years old.
No, you exaggerate.
Yes, he did. What are you talking about?
Make it to a championship game.
Huh?
Did he make it to one championship game? You sure Houston Oilers made a championship game?
Yeah, they did.
You before I look.
Ain't that when they lost to the Bills?
No, that was the second round.
No, that was
that was no championship game. When they blew that big ass lead. No,
they blew that big ass lead. I remember that.
That's the furthest they got, and Romo made it to that same spot.
That wasn't the title game.
No. And Romo got better numbers than all of them.
Wait.
I'm just
asking because
hold it. Romo got better numbers than who?
Than Dan Fouts. Yeah, he does.
No, he doesn't.
Does he have better numbers than? Wait a minute. Does he have better numbers?
He got way better numbers than Troy Aikman. It's not even close.
Oh,
Troy
really?
Aikman, matter of fact, Troy Aikman, if you look at his numbers, you might say he's not even a good quarterback.
Yeah, but he's a winner.
Wait a minute. What numbers are you looking at?
Yards, completions, touchdowns, interceptions.
Tony Romo got more yards than Warren Moon and Fouts.
I don't know if he got more total yards. I'm saying his touchdown.
What the hell yards are you talking about?
Listen to me. Touchdowns, the interception ratio. Go look it up.
Yeah, I will. Well, you
what
said
I want
yards.
to say about that.
And yards have to be an accumulation of yards, and he doesn't have more. Tony Romo.
Wait, hold on.
I'm not talking about total. If you played 100 years versus somebody that played 8 years.
Wait a minute. The Oilers played the Browns, right?
No, it was the Buffalo Bills.
No, the Browns. Was it the championship game? That's what Corey was saying.
I don't remember no Browns. Well, first of all, it can't be the Browns and Oilers because neither one of them went to the Super Bowl.
Can I ask a question?
Damn sure did.
Can I ask a question? Can I ask a question?
Of course.
Czar,
yeah,
who was the incredible, amazing running back for the Cowboys when Tony Romo was the quarterback?
They didn't have any.
Okay.
That's my point,
No.
Shinoz. You making my point. That's what I'm saying.
I'm not making your point, dear.
Troy Aikman
I'm
had
not
the greatest
making.
running back.
Wait a minute. I am not making your point.
Okay, well,
Trust me on
you're
that.
making,
I'm not making your point.
Okay.
But I don't agree with you that Romo was better than Aikman.
You don't have to agree with me. That's why I asked. But that's what I'm saying.
Mm-hmm.
Aikman had a great team, a great coach, a great defense, great running back, great offensive line, great wide receivers, great tight end. There was nothing he didn't have. His skill set, he can't touch Tony Romo from a skill set standpoint. I'm a Cowboy fan. I'm calling it straight up. I watched both of them. Aikman was accurate and a great pocket passer.
Hey, guess what? Guess what, Czar? I'm a Cowboy fan too, and I watched both of them too.
Okay,
that don't mean what I'm saying is you saying that doesn't give it any more credibility.
Well, it does me being a Cowboy fan because that means I'm not biased.
No, it doesn't.
Wait a minute, Czar.
I'm not biased.
No, it doesn't.
Earlier in this show, didn't you say that you was mad at a guy who was the greatest regular season quarterback but couldn't get it done in the playoffs?
Right, but I still put him on my list.
Unless his name is Romo.
But I still did I put Romo on my list? Y'all ain't making
no. But I'm just saying, why wouldn't you say that same thing about Tony Romo?
Because Peyton Manning is better than Romo, and he's a
but he did the same thing.
No, he did not. What do you mean he did the same thing? How?
He was good regular season. He was good regular season.
Super Bowls.
Hey fellas, hate to cut y'all off, but it's 9:48. And I need Dennis's list before I go.
But Peyton Manning,
I'm sorry, Ethan. I didn't even realize you were on here. I'm sorry. We need Ethan's too.
Hey, so trust me, Dennis. If Peyton Manning didn't have no rings at all,
no, it's not that. It's not that no rings.
But listen to me. That's what I'm saying. And he choked the way he did.
We're gonna be a while. We're gonna talk about this later. This is gonna be a while.
Right? Can we get Ethan's list next, or we gonna get yours, Dennis?
Go ahead, Ethan. You go, Ethan.
All right. This is 10-1. Let me see if I can get this thing to work. You all hear me?
Yeah,
we can hear you.
All right. 10-1. I got Rodgers, Starback, Dan Marino, Drew Brees, Aaron Rodgers, Brett Favre, Johnny Unitas, Peyton Manning, John Elway, Joe Montana, Tom Brady.
Okay. My 10-1, I got Captain America, Johnny U.
Oh, you say you weren't gonna have no.
Wait! Don't go so fast. I'm trying to write it down. You said Captain America. You mean Roger Staubach?
We already explained that part. We did.
Just yes or no. Just yes or no, smart ass. Is that who you talking about? Okay. Yes. 9.
Johnny U.
Okay.
Drew Brees.
What? You put him as number 8? You?
Drew Brees.
The number 1 Brees hater?
He don't belong on the list, but go ahead.
He belongs at number 10.
I'm a Brees hater. I am.
He belongs at number 10.
But just because I'm a hater don't mean I don't know where people are supposed to be at.
I got you. I'm the same way.
Number 7, Aaron Rodgers. No. Number 6, Dan Marino. Number 5, John Elway. Number 4, Brett Favre. Number 3, Peyton Manning. Number 2, Tom Brady. And number 1, Tony Montana.
Tony Montana.
No love for Steve Young?
Tony Montana.
Steve Young is not top 10. So you got Joe Montana's number 1 too, huh? I see you. I see you, homie.
Joe Cool, the original.
Who was your number 3? Oh, Peyton Manning. Okay.
Hey, Peyton Manning. Peyton Manning better than Aaron Rodgers.
I don't. Nobody said anything, but I don't have Aaron Rodgers on my top 10.
We knew you wasn't gonna have him. That's why we didn't say nothing.
I didn't know how you knew because I never told you that.
We just had a discussion about when I tried to say you say you don't, which is fine. When I say some of y'all make y'all picks or whatever, when you pick the Niners, we had a little discussion. You said you don't, so that's fine.
I don't. I don't.
You hate him so much.
Don't do that.
You picked the Detroit Lions to beat the Packers on Monday night.
Let's not do that.
So?
But then you're just trolling and trying to be different.
It wasn't.
Sharon,
okay, well, anyway, let me talk for myself instead of you talking loud for me. I picked him for a reason. It had nothing to do with hate. I mean, I'm saying this because the people who are listening, they didn't hear my explanation, and you making it sound like I'm just an idiot and I just picked the Lions over the Packers just because I hate him. No, that's not what I did. It was a whole different scenario as to why. But that's in the past. They lost the game.
I can tell you why I did it. And
no, I know, Dennis, you make some weird picks. You be trying. I
make some weird picks, just like everybody got mad at me about the Kansas City.
No,
and
but I know you don't hate Aaron Rodgers like that. You don't hate Aaron Rodgers like that.
I don't hate too many.
Well, hey, I hate John Elway. He's on my list.
I don't know that. I mean, I didn't know you. I didn't know you did.
I can't stand John Elway.
I didn't know
There's
that.
nothing about him I like, and he played for Denver, and I hate Denver. But he's number 5. And I don't have any problem saying he's number 5. I have no. Sometimes he slips down to 6 for me, so I play with 5 and 6. But I do have him as number 5.
I hear you. I guess have Dan Marino in my top 5. I had him in.
And I'm not putting Aaron Rodgers in my top 10 for a reason. It is about his play. He's like 12 or 13. I have one ahead of him in my bottom 10, in my next 10.
Okay.
So I have him like maybe 12.
Okay.
I got to pull that list back out. I don't have it.
Is there any current quarterback that could jump in the top 10 within the next 5 years?
Yeah.
Do y'all think?
I'm trying to think.
Patrick Mahomes?
No.
Not in the next 5 years.
Not in the next 5? All right.
I mean, he can do it. He can do it, but he got to play 10 years.
Russell Wilson?
Maybe
it's hard to say.
I would put Russell Wilson in there, not me.
Wait, hold on. What'd you say, Bills?
Oh, I was saying that depending on how long he plays in LA in that great system, maybe Stafford.
Oh,
please.
He's in his like 14th year, and he ain't gonna play that alone. How long has Stafford been in the league?
He's gonna win like 4 championships.
I don't know. He looked pretty good.
No. He has looked pretty good.
But I'm saying, you said in the next 5 years, right?
He's in like 13.
Yeah. I was thinking Russell Wilson in the next 5 years.
I don't think he'll make it either because, I mean, he's played long enough, and we're not even really mentioning him even like 15. Like, you know what I mean? So, I think they're spiraling down.
There's somebody else that's on this list that played a little long and they ain't get their 2 Super Bowls to the end of their career. So,
well, the problem with Wilson is he starts off hot, but then towards the end of the year he tails off almost every year.
Now. I can tell you that.
Okay, I know. Good discussion. It's good discussion.
I didn't pick Jim Kelly because of no Super Bowls. I picked Jim Kelly. I didn't pick Jim Kelly because of numbers. I didn't hate on him losing 4 Super Bowls.
Right. We picked Marino. He picked Fouts. They didn't win none. He went to 4. We're not going by that.
And Kelly was very good. He was very good. He just wasn't great.
Right. I mean, I'm a Bills fan, and I'm not picking Kelly's not in the top 10. You didn't pick him,
so it ain't no bias on us.
He ain't in the top 10. He was a good quarterback. Sure,
he was a good quarterback,
but he's not top 10. It's no.
If he was great, he would have won one of those damn Super Bowls.
And we should have won.
He definitely wasn't going to be. The only one he could have won was the first one.
We should have beat.
Well, he should have won. First of all, they should have beat the Giants.
That's the first one. He missed the field goal.
That's the one, right?
That's the one they'll always regret because they were a better team than the Giants.
That was the New York Ball.
And they
certainly were.
They basically got got out hustled.
Quarterback for the Giants. The Giants quarterback that year was Jeff Hostetler.
Yeah. The two biggest reasons why they lost because Marv Lee got out coached.
Oh yeah, Parcells is the man.
He got out coached, and the Giants just played like they were a much hungrier team. And also that wide receiver, he played soft as hell.
You talking about Andre Reed?
Yeah, Andre Reed. He was scared to catch the ball.
Here's another reason that I didn't have Kelly in the top 10. Every Super Bowl, neither one of the games in the Super Bowl did he have 300 yards. He did. It just didn't put up the numbers when it came time in the Super Bowl.
Well, back then, putting up 300 yards wasn't.
Yeah, but I bet Mark Ripien
Unless
had
you were Dan
300.
Marino.
I bet Doug Williams had 300. I bet all those quarterbacks who won the Super Bowl who weren't great quarterbacks, I bet they picked up 300 yards.
I know Doug did because Doug broke a couple records.
Okay, right, and he wasn't a great.
But the first half, my grandma always tell me the story about the Doug Williams joint, and it's funny when she tell me the story. She always say the first half he wasn't playing that good, but the second half, because it was right after his wife died, and then they were saying, "Oh, he must be throwing the ball from the grave." That's how she used to always say.
That was a massacre. The running back,
his wife died.
I forgot how she said his wife died.
Hey, the running back they had was a nobody, and he had 250 yards and was the MVP of that game. They just got mollywopped. When Doug Williams won the Super Bowl against Denver. John Elway, first play of the game, threw like a 50-yard touchdown to one of the three amigos, 7-0, and then Washington put up like the next 40.
Hey, Corey, how is Eli Manning in your top 10?
Well, come on.
Really?
He's a 500 quarterback. 500 the same way.
Yeah, he won one more game than he lost, and that was like one of his last games.
I thought you said he had him in his top 10.
He did. He just wrote that. Eli Manning's in my top 10.
Who said that?
Corey Williams just said it.
Oh my goodness!
Straight out of ATL.
Corey.
He said because he beat Brady twice. Nick Foles in your top 10 too?
Let me use the Dennis line. Corey, drink a cold drink of water.
Cold glass of water, Corey. Cold
glass of water. Well, we got 2 minutes, a minute.
Yeah.
AB said Corey drunk. AB, I thought you left. AB.
AB said.
AB, I thought you left. He said Corey. Yo. Oh snap! 2 minutes left. Guess who come back in this joint? Ryan Thomas. Ain't that some shit? We ain't even get to his questions. Damn. I knew he had the Eagles question. I'm glad we didn't get to it. I know $20 saying he had the Eagles question.
Yeah, Will Bombard asked if Eli is in the top 15. Probably not. But I don't know. I love Eli though. I love that dude, but no, I don't think he is in the top.
Not my top 20.
He might.
Since he had LeBron on his show last night, I'll say yes.
Well, here you go. Because he had LeBron on the
Cowboy fan, LeBron James.
Well, actually, it's funny because he said that his favorite team was Cleveland.
But he said he grew up a Cowboy fan.
Do you guys see how Eli flipped off the cameras on the show?
The double bird, yeah. He said he called it. That's what they do. Little kids do in Philadelphia. Nice place to live.
He didn't say Philadelphia, did he? He said they did in Dollar Stadium. He said when he threw the back up there, he said in Dollar Stadium.
I thought he said Philadelphia.
They gave him double fingers and they threw it back.
No, he was talking about Philly.
Yeah, that sounds about right. Trash ass Philly. Them some disgusting ass people from there. Just like New York, boy. The only thing they ain't as bad as New York, but they try to be.
Let you tell it. We got our own identity over here.
Oh, really?
First of all, what we do in this joint ain't got nothing to do with y'all two over there, all right?
John, I knew what John was coming. I knew what John was coming.
We doing this joint ain't got nothing to do with y'all over there.
Well, where was that last night, Dennis?
It was with your Wi-Fi. You know what I mean? That's where it was at, with your Wi-Fi.
You got that right?
It was with your Wi-Fi.
Bye, y'all.
Yes, ladies and gentlemen, thank y'all for coming out tonight. Ryan, you got any you gotta have some type of words.
I'm sorry, everybody. My internet been acting up all today, and without the fans, we would not be doing this.
That's right. Can I say my final word before I go?
Hold on, talk about AB just said Ryan was on his OnlyFans page.
Oh shit!
Yeah, that's why Tampa Bay lost this week, right? Okay.
That's right. That's why they lost.
Go ahead, chocolate girl.
This was a blast. Thanks for coming on the show, Ethan. Glad to have you. This was a good show. Good talk. Learned a few things. Hope I gave some things too. Great game last night, Eagles and Cowboys. That was just a damn good game. It was just a good game to watch. It really was. And there was another one. Oh yeah, that 49ers Packers game was a good game too. But I just wish all of y'all well, and I'll see y'all next Tuesday. Next Tuesday, what's the list, Dennis? Next Tuesday.
Wide receivers.
Okay, well, I'll be ready. Because I have a feeling we're going to get heated in that conversation.
Don't get heated.
Thanks to the fans. And, I love all of y'all. Shout out to Will and Bombard.
Love
with
everybody.
All your funny questions, man. Thanks, Will.
Peace out.
Damn, I end that one.
Yes, God bless. Good night.